Yeah, so this is the songs that built me, and this entire premise comes from, oddly enough, a Miranda Lambert song called "The House That Built Me," and I took liberties with the chorus of that song, and have kind of turned it into, instead of the house that built me, it's the songs that built me. And today I'm happy to have Jason Singer, aka Michigander, here to talk through some songs that built him.
Yeah. What's up?
Not much, man. How are things been good for you?
Things are great. Yeah, I'm taking like an internet break,
I
and
respect it.
it's been very healthy. Been over on Substack mostly only,
It's a good place
which
to
I know
be.
you're there,
I'm there.
and it's been pretty sick to
Yeah.
like unplug. And
It's
I
like a
subscribe to the New York Times, so I still feel relevant, or I still feel informed without
classic.
feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Substack's a good place to be. Unplugging from the internet is harder than anybody would ever expect it to be.
yeah,
Um, Really tough time to like really like reset your brain to like
yeah.
not need this like constant inundation
hmm
of stuff. But yeah, man, let's talk about it. Some, two, three songs that you have memories or whatever attached to. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I got three. And then they're each from different phases of my life
Hmm.
that I feel like are formative to me.
Perfect.
Okay, the first, you want me to just jump in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, sick. The first one is The Hardest Button to Button by the White Stripes.
Okay.
This song was like the first riff I learned on guitar, like where I felt like, oh, I could be a guitar player. Still trying to figure that out. But my friend's older brother, we would like go jam at his house, and I'm talking about like we were probably like eighth grade, ninth grade,
Yeah.
and we would go maybe younger. I don't even remember, but a long time ago. And his brother brought home like this bootleg VHS tape of a show of the White Stripes playing. I
Amazing.
feel like I've told this story to some people before, and I was like, they're from Michigan? That's like a band that's here in Detroit, and they were playing at the Magic Stick, and so which is in Detroit, and it was like a video of them playing, and then I just like dove into the White Stripes and all things Jack White, and yeah, that song was like the first song where I was like, where I sat down with an electric guitar and tried to like figure out the riff thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like a lot of my stuff even to this day is probably interpolations uh of that little voicing and riff.
The hardest button to button. Which album is that off of?
I'm horrible at remembering these details, but I think I should know.
That's valid though, honestly.
This is some gotcha journalism
You're
at the
okay.
moment.
This is gotcha. This is my life. Gotcha journalism. Or yeah, it's off Elephant.
Oh yeah, okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my first. That's like a very. When you asked me about this, I was like trying to think of like formative songs that maybe have influenced or informed who I am as an artist
Yeah.
these days.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the first one I
And
got
now
from you.
in that riff, like, did you end up, you ended up learning it? Obviously, were you did you cover it as like a band at any point in your life, or
I don't think we ever covered it because we
no?
were just playing out. It wasn't really. It was like we wanted to be a band. Like I would wear eyeliner, but we
Right.
were just playing in my friend's barn, like
Right.
behind his house with my
Yeah.
friend Sam and Spencer. Shout out to them.
Amazing.
But yeah, we would just jam in a barn at 3 a.m. No one was around. It was cool.
Life in Michigan. Love it.
Yeah,
Sounds like
life in
life in
Michigan.
Pennsylvania, honestly.
Same thing.
Jamming in a barn.
Yeah.
What's song number two for you? What's the next formative song in your life?
Song number two for me is I was like a little bit older than I was when I just mentioned, and I remember going to Family Video.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
if that's like a chain. Is that a chain?
I
That's
don't know if
probably
it's a chain, but we had Blockbuster,
Yeah, yeah,
Hollywood
yeah.
Video,
It's
those types of
okay.
things.
It's like a similar movie rental
Yeah.
place. You could rent video games.
Oh yeah.
And I remember going into the video game room at Family Video in off of Gratiot in Saginaw, and I remember trying to get rent like Medal of Honor, probably.
Classic.
Medal of Honor Rising Sun,
Yeah,
probably.
what a game.
And great game.
Yeah.
They really fell off. Then Call of Duty took over
Yep.
for Medal of Honor, and now Call of Duty sucks.
Yep.
But it's all about Arc Raiders
I
nowadays.
know.
Are you playing Arc Raiders?
I am.
Oh my gosh, we should play.
Yeah.
Okay, are you a rat?
No.
Okay, I'm not
Nice
either
guy,
sometimes. Okay, so I'm in the video rental store, and they would play music videos on the TVs
Yeah.
amongst commercials, and they played this. They played a song called "Talk" by Coldplay, and they were showing the music video. And it's actually like they actually, I guess, sampled Kraftwerk, which is a band, like an electronic band. And I remember watching that video and hearing that riff and being like, "What is this?" And then I went to the library and rented the CD X and Y, and like really got into Coldplay. Like those first 3 albums, I just could not stop listening to. And then they were my first real concert. Seeing Coldplay in Detroit. And that was yeah, I mean that band's very informative to me. I don't love all the new stuff they're making, but good for them. And the tunes are I mean, like the tunes are undeniable. Like people hearing Yellow and Clocks even and stuff like that. I think that record and that time was very informative to me.
Yeah, we had attached to the Hollywood video, we had a thing called Game Crazy. That's where you got all the video game rentals.
Was it owned by Blockbuster? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Something
It was
like
like
that,
it was
yeah.
in this literally like you walked in the Blockbuster door to get to this place. So
Okay, yeah.
it was. I don't remember any like them playing any music videos or things like that. But I guess what about? I mean, what about talk in general? You know, was it just the fact that you kind of saw it at this moment in life, and it kind of struck a chord, or?
Yeah, I think music for me is pretty different than I think maybe a lot of people my age, because like I grew up, my parents didn't really listen to music. My parents listened to like the local Christian radio station. Whether they liked it or not, they probably just thought this is good for my kids to hear.
Good wholesome music.
Yeah, and so whenever I heard, but they had like a James Taylor cassette, and they had like a Bob Dylan, like they just had some random stuff that I remember listening to. But all my music discovery was from me and my friends. Like there was no like older brother or parents, so it was like going to the library and like renting CDs and listening to them, or like hearing them out in public. There was no Shazam, so it was like the little text next to the video up at the top would tell you like what you're listening to. Yeah, I don't know. It was just something about the guitars. They kind of felt like, I don't know. I just never heard anything like that at the time.
Yeah.
And it just all felt like bombastic and timeless.
Yeah. It's, I think kids, I mean, are not going to remember the times like, I remember growing up, you'd have to watch almost like the entire music video to understand. Like if you didn't know what song it was, you'd have to wait till the end when they like rolled the credits of who was on the song. I'm like,
because didn't they used to like show it at the beginning and then it would fade in at the end too?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I never had the library music experience, I suppose, not until college, oddly enough. I was just like ripping it off LimeWire and stuff like that when I was a kid. So never was at the local library. Not that I think they would have a whole lot because of the size of the town I grew up in, but
yeah, I grew up in a small town. They just had like the CD section. We're like working on my new album and like the rollout and stuff. And I'm thinking, I was like, can we put my record in like every library? So we're like trying to figure that out.
That'd be sweet.
The next run of things.
Because like there's like this like turn to that, isn't there? Like this like turn back to, turn away from this whole absorption of every possible piece of music as possible, and people trying to be a little more attentive about the listening experience. So that's I like that actually.
Do you feel that way? I feel like people are kind of getting, maybe because I'm just doing it and I'm just noticing it. It's like when you buy a certain car, you see that car.
Uh-huh.
But I'm noticing people are kind of pulling away from the internet more and more into like finding like their people, like specifically their voices and their creators that they like, and then, you know, and not just mindlessly scrolling, which has its pros and cons for what we do. But
Sure. Yeah,
um,
I do think there's a push to it for sure. I feel like, and again, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just like I see a car, there's my car. But yeah, I feel like people are trying to be more purposeful about their
mm,
time on the internet, and that,
yeah,
you know, you're right. It's both good and bad in terms of different things, I suppose.
yeah,
But what about the last third informative song? Uh,
yeah. Well, I remember like being a little older, like in high school, and hearing about a band called The National, and then I think the first record of theirs that came out when I was able to buy a record was probably 2013. It was a record called Trouble Will Find Me. I remember putting that CD in my CD player, and I remember listening to that CD it was the only thing I would listen to when I drove, and I just would drive a lot. So it's just like over and over listening to this record. And the song Don't Swallow the Cap, which I think is track 3, is like the song that just like something about that just like put me in a trance and got me really into what that band is about. And now they're my favorite band nowadays. But yeah, that song, something about the drums and just like the rhythm, I'd never heard anything like it besides from their earlier work, which I was like familiar with. But that was like that record changed a lot of my thinking about music in general.
yeah. What does hearing that song now take you back to like a specific
Yeah,
place and time?
I think yeah, I just like think about like my first time going to like a real music festival and thinking like, oh, it would be cool to play this, and then getting to play that festival multiple times since then. Like I went to see the National and Shaky Knees, and we've played there twice since I've seen them, and like every time it's just like, this
What a
is
cool
so
full circle
bizarre.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could like find emails probably of me emailing Tim, who runs that,
yeah,
back in like 2014, being like, can I play?
right.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it was uh
amazing. That's like such a. I had a small full circle moment with that. Like I was so my first was like sheltered in terms of seeing music live.
mm,
Like my parents, you know, not the like, never really went to concerts, and we, you know, not that they could afford to send me or would afford to send me to anything. So I didn't really experience concerts or festivals. So I was in college, and you know, I spent a lot of time going to a festival in Michigan, Electric Forest, and then this past year was like super sweet to have them like kind of invite me out to be at the festival. It was like a cool full
yeah,
circle spot for me, you know, as somebody who doesn't.
Force fam, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went there, geez, probably like I was there 5 years before,
Wow.
like 5 years in a row I went. That's how like much I had enjoyed this place, and to go back this past summer was really like a surreal experience for sure.
Yeah, I think we got to play that one in 2021. It's cool.
It's a cool
It's
place.
not like the type of music that I typically would listen to, but
Yeah,
it is becoming pretty eclectic,
it
and
is.
it's like the coolest it's one of the coolest festivals I've ever been to.
Yeah,
Like it's just so bizarre and like in the woods,
yeah,
and like the stages are cool, and it's like they really care about the experience and the details. It's not just like sponsored by Budweiser. You know, it's just like
yeah,
it's cool. It's like a
yeah,
cool festival, and the
yeah,
artists all like hang out. So yeah,
yeah. It's a good time. Well, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, 15 minutes less, or of 3 songs that formed or are informative to, you know, the music you make, the artist you are, and appreciate spending time with you.
yeah, dude, it's great to see you
Yeah,
as always.
you too, man.